Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for the 17th of June Asian time opening. So for our chart for the DAX, we've been looking at this move up through here as an impulse wave, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, and now we're looking for an A and a B and a C correction here. So we could have one more little move to the downside here, so we just need to be a little bit careful as such. But the other point is too, the 61.8% is down at this space here, so we need to be mindful of that. But also too, we don't want to miss any potential of this third wave through here. So let's just go and investigate this little area through here. It's not that it has to pull back to this level either. It may just move straight up from here. It may just hit the 12,000 and then move up from there. We're expecting the S&P 500 to move up and the Asians opening to move higher. So these can just drift higher from here. So prepare to move in long. So yeah, in a nutshell, wave 1 here, an A wave here, B wave here, and looking for a C wave here. So it does count okay, like an A and a B, from wave B here down to wave C here, based on 1 and 2 here, complicated 2 here, down for 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here. And this, I mean, even if this was, even if, let's just imagine we've got to move down through here as a wave 5 in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. This as a wave 4 here, this has moved. If we take the top of wave 2 here, roughly, and down here, we can see that 38.2% retracement level is here, and now we're up in the 50 and the 61.8% retracement area level here. So technically we would go high above that high here. So I think that we're kind of done and dusted here, but we just need to be a little bit mindful. If I look at the cash market, this is a 5-minute chart on the cash market, and this is the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. It counts a little bit better here, so we can count 5 little waves in this structure here for wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, the fourth wave here, and the fifth wave coming down through here, not quite making a new low here. It may be an A and a B and a C wave just to this particular point here, and then we still have one more move down through here. So we need to be a little bit mindful. So in a nutshell, if you see strength in the futures market, coming up into this space higher here, then you know that we're on our way at that particular point. So just on the tick chart here for the DAX, just have to bring a bit more data into this. Maybe 1,000 would be all right. Maybe we've got to bring a little bit more in here by the looks of it. So this is our wave 1 here, an A wave here, an A and a B and a C for the B wave here. And I can count it out here in terms of wave 1 here and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third, the fourth. I don't know. Let me just have a closer look at this little guy here. One and 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. So 5 to here. Yeah. I think that we're on our way because it looks like we've got 5 waves to this particular point here. One thing that we could do here, just to sort of help us a little bit, so we've got 12,100, which is 100 is a minor level. And if this found support on this level, it's migrated from being resistance here to finding support over here. So to me, that becomes a long trade at that point. But obviously the market's moved up, and we've got that there as risk. So that's the 20. So these here. So this is 1, 2, and 3 here. So we could say that we know that if number 3 here becomes the support, then we know that it's separating the order flow from 100 here. So if you can, this has just really arrived here or close to arrival here at the number 3, So it's like here, it's just arriving here. So we should see some sort of reaction here. So we really want this like it's done here, but in a smaller version, because this is a bigger number here. So in a smaller version, we want this same look and feel over here. We want that 3 as support. If that 3 becomes support, then go long from that point. Just coming back here to the hourly chart here. So what we can do is we've got 30 in here. I mean, 33 takes it down to another 3, so support on that is also good as well. You could also add on top of that position there as well on 33, but we just want 30 here. So support on that 30, then that's a catalyst for the upside, okay? Otherwise, we're going to see one more move to the downside, but the Asian market's going to open up stronger, so I think that these other guys will as well. So I'll just leave it out of the way. So it's really got to sit on that 30 there. So I can leave that there, but what we want here is the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then a little ABC pattern. So that's that first high that you want there. So if I can just, whoops. So just having that on top there, waiting for that first high to come in. So it's a classic trading levels pattern. And once that high comes in above that level, if it moves from that side, then we're on our way from that point. The other markets are same as well. So if we look at the FTSE here, same thing as well. I've got this counted a bit differently here. This is more in line with the US count here, and also Australia as well. I mean, it's a long way away from England to Australia, but we are a colony. And the trade is strong, the accounting and the law is all the same, so business as usual. So in this case here, you can see how far it's come up here. So this is another good, and it's overlapping here. So if we were looking for 5 waves down here, the same as the DAX, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it's already overlapped the top of wave 1 here. So it's likely that this is already, you know, moving up here in an impulse wave to the upside here. So we need to look how to move into this market as well. I haven't updated the tick chart here, just having a bit of a look. So from what I can see here, and I can't draw on here, but if we take it from here, we've got wave 1 and 2 here and a 3rd wave here, and this will be a little 4th wave here and a 5th wave here. So if we create the top here above group, if this market can find support in group 2, and group 2 is 65, 72 and 80 in this little area here, this is the midpoint. It would have been okay to go long on the midpoint here, but going long here is not really the done thing. So if you can see, if this market gets support anywhere within group 2 here, especially on the 72 here, this is the backbone of group 2. There's a lot of other important numbers in here like 68, 70, 75, 78. There's a whole little group of important numbers in here, but this is just the skeleton of it. But this is the backbone of it, the 372. If that becomes support, then go long from that point. And this will be the same for France as well, I'd imagine. So with France here, the CAC, well, in this case, it's even a little bit more clear still, because from wave B here down to wave C here, well, it does present another case here too, actually. It does also present a case of having a B wave over here. So an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave up to here, and then a move down. So we could get trapped here, actually. Let me just check on this. So, I mean, I still think it's worth going long based on what the US is doing, but this is the 50-60% retracement level here. So what we could say that if the market found support on 5,400, nice tested support, then we're free to go at that point. There will be reactions from here, but if we get this classic trading levels pattern from here, through here, adding on this one here. If we get that move, waiting for that reference point high to come in, then that would be the safe long trade at that particular point. So it could still, I think we're okay. I think this is 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. I think that we're in, I think we're good to go here. But there is, I just see the other, this is not a very nice C wave here. It is, I can see it, but it may not be it. So we may end up with 5 waves up here, coming back up to the top of this B wave here, and then coming down from here in 5 waves. I don't think it's the case, but it's possible. So it's that 5-4 here. So the other markets could do exactly the same as well. Let's have a little look at the MIB. But in terms of going long here, I think just going, if the other markets open up strong, just be long here. We'll keep the stock can be moved up here somewhat. If the 5-4 becomes support, then look to add a second position up at that point. But we will go long from here based on what we can see in the US. And the FTSE MIB in Italy. So just on the hourly chart here. I've counted this the best I can, but it's probably not right. It's probably more so with, yeah, nothing ever finished off properly here. It's being pulled around by other markets. I mean, technically we could also have this as wave 1 up through here, and then this wave 4 here would have to be over here with this wave 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, but it doesn't count very well in 5 waves here. But either way, this little move down through here appears to be corrective. So taking the highs out here would be the long trade here in this case. So just that high here will do the trick, and that would take us higher. And if that was the count, then would need to look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then we'd see this just move up from here. So I'd just go long above here, keep the stop under here, and you could probably add on here as well on top of the 20,720 here. Look to take some profit at the 20 here, because 21, because there will be corrective moves there, but we should just continue to move higher. But any pullback on this that we can see will go back into this again here as well. But the first thing that we need to be looking at here, if this is correct as 1 and 2 here, then this would be 3 taking us up into this area here, and would see, first of all, we'd see a small correction here as wave 4, and then wave 5 here. So I guess our target to the upside is in this little space here, but we'll just line it up with the rest of the world unless it's clear. Sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's not. So I'll just leave it at that for the time being. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for support. Cheers.